The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Variety Channel. For more information about our network and to check our additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericavariety.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Help! I need somebody. Help! Not just anybody. Help! You know I need someone. Help!
Welcome to Family Caregivers Unite with Dr. Gordon Atherley. Family caregivers don't have to be alone in their experiences. You will hear from experts and other caregivers facing the same issues that you may be facing. Now, here is your host, Dr. Gordon Atherley.
Welcome to episode 304 of Family Caregivers Unite. This is Dr. Gordon Atherley, your host. I'm a physician retired from medical practice. Our topic today is Boomerpreneuring for family caregivers. Now, entrepreneurs, people who start businesses, aim to own and successfully run their own businesses, and they aim also to make money from their businesses. Now, entrepreneurs include young people with bright ideas, retired executives with an interest in a line of business they've long wanted to do by themselves. The entrepreneurs include anyone who sees a need that needs meeting through a business. And entrepreneurs include boomers who recognize an opportunity or who have recognized one. Now, boomers are people born between 1946 and 1964. They're widely regarded as wealthy, with healthy prospects of financial security for their retirement. But boomers may themselves be confronted by health challenges, and they may also be family caregivers for their parents, for their children, for their grandchildren, and their brothers and sisters. Yet more and more boomers, even though they are family caregivers, decide to become boomerpreneurs, which is why our topic, boomerpreneuring for family caregivers, is so important. Now, our guest today is Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. Rosanna is the Executive Director at Retire at Home Services in Mississauga, Milton. This provides personalized in-home health care, home support services, and nursing care for seniors and their families. The support services aim to ensure safety and independence for seniors and provide peace of mind for their families so seniors can truly retire at home in their own homes. Rosanna is a certified professional consultant on aging and a passionate advocate for seniors and their families. She volunteers with the Peel Elder Abuse Prevention Network. She founded the Boomers in Peel and Boomers in Halton multicultural mixed groups to provide support and education. And she fundraises for Canada Cares and the ALS, that's the Lou Gehrig's Society of Canada. And through Retire at Home, she aims to provide premium, comprehensive care to the highest standards of excellence while working together with clients, family caregivers, and community partners to match their needs and preferences. So welcome to the show, Rosanna.
Hello again, Dr. Gordon Atherley, and I thank you so much for inviting me once again to your show. It's a beautiful topic that we will be talking about today.
Right. So, good. Thank you for joining me. Now, first question for you is, please tell us more about your career and your experience with family caregiving. Rosanna?
Sure. You see, we've often encountered as we step inside our client's home, especially when it's the children who have called us for service. And often I find that, they are running their own businesses. If not, they're working for a company. And the truth is, you need to be balancing your life between caregiving and caring for your business. And because of the time that they have to give to their loved one, they are not for sure able to work into their business. And what happens most of the time when you are a one person running the whole show for your business and you have a loved one waiting for you or needing your help, then you'll have to prioritize. And most often, you will have to go with your loved one, right? And so there's different challenges and different sort of timings that have actually complicated in rendering services, in meeting their appointments, just because of, taking care of their loved ones. And it's not very easy to go do your business when you know that, the back of your head, now it's time for appointment for mom, or, you're thinking about, is mom taking a medication and things like that. So there's different things that actually kind of like make you feel stress out more than just doing the caregiving or more than doing your business.
Yes. Now, I'm going to ask you about your own experience. In your family, have you experienced with family caregiving? And if so, please tell us something about it. Rosanna?
Sure. Right now I also work for my company, and with me running the business and helping other clients that I do personally, and with my own family, right? It's not very easy. You kind of like juggle here and there, and at one point in time, this was like years ago, when I have my parents being sick, and then my brother being sick, and then I had to do my go to work and part-time. I have a business at that time. You know what? I had to drop everything down. I had to choose which is good for me at that time and who needs the utmost care for me. So I would go to my family, right? And at that time, you know what? You're restless. You one time you really want to do something for your family, and then at the back of your mind, you want to go to your office because you know that there's some work to be done or some presentation to do, and it's just not settled. It's just not settled. You go to work with a heavy mind most of the time, and sometimes no sleep.
Yep, absolutely. Now, please tell us about Boomerpreneuring. What exactly is it?
Okay. Because of what I have observed with the baby boomers, being in my business, I saw the need of the baby boomers who run their own business. You see, I started this just because I know that many of the baby boomers that have left work, or they have done early retirement, or just thought that they need a second income, they go into businesses where they actually have not have the experience. So it's most of the time I know that they do not know where to go. They don't know how to connect to people. They have no idea of what the social media is. So I just thought, okay, so why don't I start this new group for what you call Boomer Entrepreneurs? So I said, okay, let me gather, some people and interview them. So I've started asking one by one, what are their challenges? What's the most difficult time for you? What's the next thing that you want to see in your business? And you know what? And the answer is, right now I don't even know. I left my job. Now I'm trying to do this business because I need to get closer to my husband who just had a heart attack, or my mom is always sick, and so I need an extra income. I have to do this. So those are the Boomer Entrepreneurs, and I also see that some of them that are approaching retirement age, these are successful people, but one thing or the other, sometimes their spouse is in critical health, and or sometimes them themselves are in some health challenges, and they don't know what to do with the business. And this is happening right now in the U.S. That in one state that they have some issues about, the businesses are being on for sale. There's some signs everywhere, and in this town, if all businesses are for sale, then who are the people going to stay there? They also leave the place, right? And so I thought maybe if we start something like this now in our area, in our communities, in this city, you know what, maybe we can prevent this from happening. We have to look at the exit plan. We have to have a contingency plan so that, it does not also affect our economy in the future. So that's how it all started.
How long ago did you start this Boomerpreneuring work, Rosanna?
Well, I've been talking to so many baby boomers, as you know, that, I've founded the Boomers in Peel and the Boomers in Halton.
Yes.
And that's 1 year ago. And, at the end of the first year, I've already thought that, I have to separate some people here because some of them are boomer entrepreneurs. So this is how I kind of put them on one side and just, give them more support just because of, how their life is about day in, day out. Because if you have your own business, you know what, it takes a lot from you. And then if you're caregiving at the same time, so it just doubled or tripled. So the Boomerpreneur actually just launched on March 16, and there's a website separated, for the Boomerpreneur alone, and it's a membership base. The reason why it's a membership base is because I would like to bring educators, business coaches, and of course professionals to provide workshops, to provide webinars, and most of all, to provide a training. So that's the goal. One of the goals of the Boomerpreneur is to educate them. But we also would like, to have an open field where all of us can shake hands, we can exchange information, and then also we could refer to each other. Our business, this is to help the boomers. And another thing too is that I would like to see them succeed. So by helping one another, we can for sure do something about the growth of our business. And this is why I use the slogan of Boomers Helping Boomers, because this is what we are. This is where we are. Like in many businesses these days, it's about referral. It's about networking, and if you're a new business owner, you tend to sit down, and most of the time, it's like a home-based business. You don't get lots of motivation. You sit there and don't know what to do next. You feel alone.
Right, absolutely.
But with networking, you know what? You now start to feel like, okay, now 2 or 3 people, and then this reproduce, and then you know what? The words go around and it spread around, and by the end of maybe 2 months, 3 months, you have so many new friends in business, and that's how it works. And for
Rosanna, I'm just going to stop you there. You're saying some very important and interesting things, but we just have to take the break. I like to say this is where we pay the rent. So I'm now going to take the break, but we're coming back to talk about more of all those things you've mentioned. So this is Dr. Gordon Atherley, and my guest is Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. You're listening to Family Caregivers Unite on the Voice America Variety and Empowerment channels and CJMP 90.1 FM Community Radio. Please stay with us. We will be back.
Stimulating talk
gets those synapses in the brain firing really fast.
All the time. The #1 internet talk station where your opinion counts. VoiceAmerica.com.
Do you ever just ask why? If others, especially children, ask you the same question, how do you answer? Is life a whole bunch of questions just waiting for the right answer? When you tune in to the Mickey Ellison Show, you'll find out how to find the answers and open up so many more questions as you do. At what point in our lives did we stop answering the why questions and just settle for whatever answer we've been programmed to settle for? Never stop asking why. Join Mickey Ellison every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on Voice America Variety.
American Heroes Network is a program for and about our American veteran heroes and their families. Join Gary Ray with his co-host Linda Crater as they show what is being done to help our veterans and showcase the companies and organizations that are helping our veterans and their families rebuild their lives. Listen for American Heroes Network, live and powered by the Voice America Variety Channel, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Think of the world 50 years ago. Now think of this same world and how it'll be 50 years from now. Did you know that if the world's population continues to grow at its current rate, our children and grandchildren will only have 25% of the resources per capita that our parents and grandparents had? We must preserve the foundation of a quality standard of living. That foundation starts with Go Green Radio. Join your host, Jill Buck, for Go Green Radio every Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Voice America. The Internet's #1 talk station. #1 talk station. VoiceAmerica.com.
You are listening to Family Caregivers Unite with Dr. Gordon Atherley. If you have any questions or comments about our program, please address them by email to docg@familycaregiversunite.org. Now, back to Family Caregivers Unite.
Welcome back to our listeners to Family Caregivers Unite and Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. Our topic is Boomerpreneuring for family caregivers. Let's have a go at talking about boomerpreneurs, boomerpreneuring, and family caregivers, and how Boomerpreneurs get started. Because Rosanna, you've already said one or two important things about that, and I want to go into more detail. So first of all, tell us please about Boomerpreneurs, the people who perhaps in your group, without going into personal details, and how Boomerpreneuring meets their needs. Rosanna?
Sure. Yeah, okay. So first and foremost, I would like it to be in a relaxed atmosphere. I would like them to be comfortable, and making connections with one another. I've started the launch just to open the floor for them. And so we had over, 90 people that turn up, and plus we have some vendors there just to show them, what the businesses are there and how they can do it as well to promote their business. That's the goal of it. And so the next thing that we're going to be doing also is, to provide information. So I've already have lined up a few of kind of like a workshop or information session to provide the Boomerpreneurs, how to start their business or how to grow their business or how to use social media. So there's different topics that will be going in the next 2-3 months. And at the end of the year, what I would like to do is to recognize a business that has grown through the program, and to recognize also those business owners that are giving back to the community. So I have a Business Excellence Award that will be coming next year in March. I think so. I forgot the dates. I have so many dates in my head, and would like to offer also the monthly meeting, which could be a luncheon or a breakfast meeting. So that's what we want to do, just to get acquainted with one another, just to bring new members, or just to have a referral group, right? So that's what we want to do, because we want to empower them. We want to give them, valuable connections and business coaching. And the only way to do that is, to meet at least once a month, and then, to provide education. So probably we can use webinars where they can sit at home and do it there. We have to take in consideration that some of these boomer entrepreneurs are just starting with, small budget. We have to help those people. I know that there are different avenues, to get information and to be educated on how to do your business from the city itself, from the program of Ontario, but it's not enough. They need to really reach out to people who are boomers themselves.
Right, exactly. Now, Rosanna, please tell us about the Boomerpreneurs who are family caregivers also, and how Boomerpreneuring meets their needs. Rosanna? Okay,
let's take, for example, an entrepreneur that already has chosen to do that business because or stay at home because they're caregiving. And you see, if they, for example, are doing the caregiving and on the side doing their business, right, it's important for them to come out to this meeting, to just feel that, they're not alone in what they're doing. Because, every second, third person is in caregiving. I'm in caregiving. I'm doing it for my clients. But, every second, third person, there's someone in their family that they're caregiving to. It could be their child, it could be their mother, their in-laws, their other relatives, and or sometimes they're just being a good friend. They're caregiving for them, and for them to come out and to hear from all of us that this is how I handle it, and this is how I do it. So sometimes you feel like, okay, so if she can do it, I can do it, right? So that's caregiving on that part. And then, of course, with the circle of friends and other people that, that they could meet, and the platform that we will provide for them to expose their business, this could also be the place where they can also get their business growing. So that's what we want to do. We would like to help them, both sides, support them emotionally, physically. They're tired. We can provide some services because there's available, businesses in the network that can help them too. Right.
And I suppose it helps them feel that they're not alone, doesn't it?
The learning part is big time because you see, right now, business has changed from the way we do it from before to now. And as you can, probably experience the same way as me. Like, I work from home, but I get my business done. I just need a laptop. And I need a telephone. That's all about it. And then I go out when I have to. But this is the way it is. So caregiving, you look after your loved one right here, and the next minute, you turn around, there's your desk, and you can send messages to your clients, to whoever is asking some information from you, and then you go back again to caregiving. So you're multitasking. You're doing 2-3 things at the same time. The only problem is when you have to leave the home and, you got to make sure that someone is caregiving for your loved one. If they need some assistance, for sure you have to put someone there on your behalf, right?
Right. Now, I'm going to ask you basically to go back to the very beginning of the way Boomerpreneurs get started. How do these entrepreneurs actually get started? What do they do first? Rosanna?
Well, they can check us out. They can attend to one of our meetings. I have a website which is called the Boomerpreneur.ca. And we're just uploading now new information and, information on the workshops and events. And I normally would announce it on Facebook because we have a Facebook page as well. And that's where, we often talk, and with that, I update my members, and we actually haven't really, release any information as yet as to, when the next meeting is. It's just because just like anybody else, I'm in this business, and somehow I have some health challenges at the moment, and so I've kind of like taken like a 2-week rest for now. I had a bad fall, and so I thought that I should just calm down a little bit, and I will do it like probably towards the end of this week, and that's one of the things that, boomerpreneuring challenges is, when you're in business and then, you yourself, you hurt yourself, and who's the next person who can do it for you? So those are, you see, I'm talking from experience. I'm bringing my expertise into the field where, it's a first-hand experience or an experience that I have heard and seen, within the people that, are working with me or I meet on a daily basis, where, I go for networking or trade shows and things like that, we talk about all these things. And yes, so we have a first one that's being organized, and most likely by end of this week we have a date for our first meetup. And yes, there's 3 different levels into membership, and for now, we've offered it at a introductory price, so that everybody could afford and just see what we can offer for them.
Right. Just very quickly, Rosanna, give us some example, 1 or 2 examples of the actual businesses that the Boomerpreneurs have either started or are going into, just to give us an idea.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So just recently I've talked to, during the launch, right? So I've talked to this person, and she said, you know what, I'm thinking of doing something for myself, and I just do not have that big investment to put into the business. So she says, I would like to start a candle business, and this is what I would like actually to encourage many of the boomers, or the older boomer, that you don't have to really be going out and looking for business. Follow your passion. It could be your hobby, where you're good at. Use it. You can produce something, something really nice out of your hobby, and make it your own business. And so this lady, she's so good with candle making, and she showed me pictures. I said, go ahead, start that, make parties. Invite people to come around, or host a party for you. And she said, I did not think about that, Rosanna. I just thought that, making candles, probably I will put it, on the website, and, people buy from it. I said, no, you start from your own people. Go connect with your friends. Go to their homes. Ask them to host your party, and put your nice display there. And she's so happy with that one. So that's just one. And then another person came to me and she said, in my areas we have a lot of seniors there, and I go there and I help them with meals. And she said, I do a lot of kind of like delivery, and if they're asking me if I can give them something for dinner, and I would say yes. And I said, so why don't you do it as your business? She said, I'm thinking about that, but what do I have to do? I said, okay, so first you contact me on that day, and I'll tell you what to do. But you can make it as your business. See, meals are needed by seniors. So she lives, and this lady came from New Market, and she lives in a small town where there's many seniors, and they can't make their own meals. I said, then why don't you make it as your business? Register your business. Isn't that nice?
Yes, that's a perfect story. Now, we've come to the moment where we have to take the break again, so we're going to do that now. This is Dr. Gordon Atherley, and my guest is Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. You're listening to Family Caregivers Unite on the Voice America Variety and Empowerment channels and CJMP 90.1 FM Community Radio. Please stay with us. We will be back.
The Internet's #1 talk station. #1 talk station. VoiceAmerica.com. There are over 140 million products manufactured worldwide.
It is impossible to know the ingredients in these products, especially those made overseas. Stan Salat Jr., President and CEO of the HSF Mark and the Counterfeit Mark Alliance, is the host of People to People, working together for your safety. Stan believes in our right to know the type and amount of hazardous materials in consumer products and whether they are counterfeit. Find out how you can protect yourself every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern on Voice America Variety.
In the spirit of Have Couch Will Travel, Dr. Carol Lieberman creates a haven of sanity in an increasingly insane world. Each day we are bombarded with news of events that have never crossed our wildest nightmares. Society is spiraling out of control and everyone is reeling from it. But now there's an answer. The best way to keep sane in this insane world is to tune in to Dr. Carol's Couch on Voice America. Dr. Carol, a certified media psychiatrist, will broadcast live from her Beverly Hills office every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Call or log in and get help with whatever is sending you reeling, whenever you need a soothing voice to calm and advise you. That's Dr. Carol's Couch every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time here on America's Voice, voiceamerica.com.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Streaming live, the leader in Internet talk radio, VoiceAmerica.com.
You are listening to Family Caregivers Unite with Dr. Gordon Atherley. If you have any questions or comments about our program, please address them by email to docg@familycaregiversunite.org. Now, back to Family Caregivers Unite.
Welcome back to our listeners to Family Caregivers Unite and Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. Our topic is Boomerpreneuring for family caregivers. Rosanna, let's now talk about the challenges for boomerpreneurs and how these are most effectively responded to. That is, what kind of advice you give. So first question, Rosanna, what do you see as the most challenging of the challenges that these boomerpreneurs confront when they're choosing the type of business they want to own? And what do you see as the most effective responses to those challenges? Rosanna?
Okay. So the first thing is this, how much does it cost? Because as a baby boomer, you know exactly where your finances stand. So they often look at, how much this will cost them. And that's a big challenge because most of them, as you know, they will have to use their money for something or the other, especially if they're caregiving. There's different expenses that are not paid or not subsidized. And unfortunately, we also have encountered that in caregiving, most of our seniors are not covered with insurance. So therefore, any other home care, health care, they will have to pay from their own. So that's just one. And pension is also not included in there because it doesn't really pay enough for them. So that's the first challenge is, the money. The second, I think after they've come to know that, hey, I'm in business, what do I do next? It's kind of like a small room suddenly. They don't know, who are the people to talk to. And along with that is to balance the time. So what do they do? Well, sometimes you face into like, okay, I really want to be there. I know I can do something there. I can do something for my business. And here you go. Okay, at this time, I need to be with my loved one, and I cannot go. So you sometimes feel that, you're going forward, but at the same time, you're going backwards. It's just because of, the balance. Where do you find the balance? So that's what I feel, most of us feel that, okay, we want to move forward, but then we can't go. Education is also another thing. If most of them have been working for 20, 30 years of their lives or 40 years of their lives, they have that same routine every day. Now, when they go into business, you're on your own. You have to do everything by yourself in the beginning until your business grows, that where you can assign some work to other people. But if, this all depends on, I'm talking about the people who are, have limited resources, financial resources, and they want to be in business.
Right.
Now, what bothers me a lot is that many of the boomer entrepreneurs, because they want to have some extra income, they've fallen into some different businesses that they're doing. They go into some of these businesses that have a very short time to in the market. Like I've seen them, like today they are into candles, tomorrow they're into bags, tomorrow they are into this. They keep on switching. It's just because, they just want to do something for themselves at this time. Because when you're caregiving, you need a break. You need to look at something. So some of them have chosen also to be in this, kind of like a small business or home-based business, just to have people around them. So sometimes the boomer entrepreneurs are there for solid business, but some are there, to make use of their time, just to be out there and still make some extra income. So those are there too. Right.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit more about the finances and the financing. In other words, you have a business or you're considering one. There's the question, first of all, of paying for the business or setting up the cost of setting it up. And then there's the question of managing the money that you spend and the money that you earn. So what are the major challenges in your view, or the most serious of the challenges that boomerpreneurs confront when they're looking at those aspects of money and financing that I've just talked about? Rosanna?
Yeah, there's many of them already have started with very limited resources, right? And no matter how much they want to grow, they can't grow because now they have to make choice whether to buy that medicine or to pay for the home care, right? And many other expenses. So, most of the boomer entrepreneurs, they want to kind of like do something that is service, that do not require so much money. But, we have also some programs that's offered by the government where they can also plug in, on how to start a business. So there they can get some information. And then if they need some help financially, there's also different approaches to that where they can borrow money, or they can find angel investors, or they can find some other people that can provide them financially, to start their business. So it all depends on how qualified the business is, or how qualified they are to do the business. So those are the two big qualifications there. And now, when some of the other ones can have the right skills and they have the right money, and they just go on their own, it is successful as well. And most of them, they all work from home. Many of them just want to do from home. And that's the way we are doing it right now. Like, I know from the boomerpreneurs that we have, very rarely they go to work, outside their home. They do all their business within the home so that they can be closer to their loved ones.
And it also saves travel costs and things like that, doesn't it, if they're working from home?
Yeah, it saves them that money. They only go out when needed. And for most of the time, as I said, technology is great. It helps us to move things. It helps us to spread our business, by Twitter, by Facebook, by LinkedIn. There's a lot of ways how to do your network. But, some of them are kind of like not into it, right? They know that it's there, but they don't know how to do it sometimes. So we need to help them how to do it. And that's one of the missions of the Boomerpreneur is to share information, to provide them with support and give them the tools to succeed.
Right. Now, let's talk about another kind of challenge. Let's take someone who's actually got a business going from home, and it's doing okay in that it's generating some money, but the owner says, I need to build this business. I need to increase this business because it isn't doing all the things for me that I wanted it to do. And also I see more potential. Now, what are the challenges there that Boomerpreneurs confront? And are you able to offer them help and services for building their businesses? Rosanna?
Yes, sure. So, in fact, with that, we've already have talked about, I know when it's time to leave home and bring your business outside, because sometimes when your business has grown into like a very increasing number, you would want to have an office outside. So we're talking about providing our members a member-to-member discount, and I'm talking to some businesses too, where they could also rent us a space. It's kind of like a virtual office, where they can use it temporarily or a certain time in a month, and the other ones we will also be kind of like a renting, on a monthly basis. So I'm working on all those aspects where they do not have to be spending so much money and be committed and have a long-term, like rental, and, only to find out that 3 or 4 years down the road, the business has changed. So that's all coming up, and I'm working on all those facilities to provide the members, and hopefully, some of the big business owners that we have here in the city will be able to help us and support us, with this program that we wanted to put in place.
Now, Rosanna, I want to ask you a different question, and it's a bit more personal. Would you call yourself a Boomerpreneur? Are you one, Rosanna?
I am 100%. I'm 100%. I wouldn't be talking to you like this if I am not one, and I'm sharing my experience with everybody. I have been in this business for nearly 3 years, and the changes from the first year to the third year, just myself looking at my strength and looking at the challenges that I've been through. I'm 100% a Boomerpreneur. I've passed 50 years old, and from that time to this time, I've noticed, the change in me physically, and the speed that I had before has kind of like, cut down a little bit, and I know that I've become stronger in terms of business. I've learned so much from not only from what I've read or the trainings that I've been through, but you know what? The best training is when you do it, with the same people of your own age, and they're doing business the same as you. You exchange notes, you compare your experiences, you share your challenges, and you share information. And that's the main reason why I am here right now in this group, why I have this group, because I've seen it, I've heard it, and I know that there are so many baby boomers that will be going into the same direction, starting their own small business. There's a lot of us that's going into this direction. And I'm just so glad that that I've already started this group. And as you know, the youngest baby boomer right now is 50 years old, and the oldest is 68 years old at this year in 2014. And you can see that there will be changes in terms of work to being entrepreneur, and then from being a baby boomer to seniors. So those are the different stages that we would be facing. And with the stats that I have, Dr. Adderley, I have such a big number that by 2035, there will be a highest demand for care.
Right.
And that's about the time that the baby boomer is closing. They're 75 years old.
Yeah.
And so we have to have our business solid at this time to prepare for the future.
That's right. Now, talking of preparing for the future, we have to take the break again, and then we're going to come back to ask you more. So,
sure, thank you.
Okay, this is Dr. Gordon Atherley. My guest is Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. You're listening to Family Caregivers Unite on the Voice America Variety and Empowerment channels and CJMP 90.1 FM Community Radio. Please stay with us. We will be back.
The Internet's #1 talk station. #1 talk station. VoiceAmerica.com.
Museums are great places to work and wonderful places to visit. But are they essential? How can we improve our museum practice so that museums remain vital and essential players in society? Listen for Museum Life with host Carol Bossert, where each week we'll discuss timely and topical issues of concern to the museum community. Museum Life can be heard live every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Tired of lackluster results with your marketing? Craving more leads in your business? Tune into the Mojo Marketing Edge with the team behind Mojo Global Marketing, Ira Rosen and Corey Michael Sanchez. Winners of the Marketer of the Year, they will show you how to generate daily leads, build databases of raving fans, and close deals faster than ever before. See what's hot right now and how you can tap into it to generate an endless supply of customers and clients. The Mojo Marketing Edge can be heard every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network live wherever you go on iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Stimulating talk.
It gets those synapses in the brain firing really fast.
All the time. The #1 Internet talk station where your opinion counts. VoiceAmerica.com.
You are listening to Family Caregivers Unite with Dr. Gordon Atherley. If you have any questions or comments about our program, please address them by email to docg@familycaregiversunite.org. Now, back to Family Caregivers Unite.
Welcome back to our listeners to Family Caregivers Unite and Rosanna Penilla-Bharucha. Our topic is Boomerpreneuring for family caregivers. Now, Rosanna, I want you to talk about what you would like to do and see done to give more help to Boomerpreneurs. So first of all, Rosanna, what more would you like to do to help Boomerpreneurs?
Well, I look at what I would like to do for the next 5 years. I am 54 years old. I'm revealing that on the air. And I believe that I still have 5 very productive years. And my plan is to grow my business and to be able to serve my city, Mississauga and Milton, with the premium care that every home would need for their loved ones. So with the Boomerpreneur, what I would like to see is to increase our numbers, to gather more boomer entrepreneurs, and have at least in our first year about 200 to 300, maximum 300 members. I would like to organize events, at least two organized events for boomers, which means one is the Business Excellence Award, and the other one would be kind of like a trade show. So that's what I would like to do. Then I'd like to offer workshops. I'd like many more participants in these workshops so that they know that this is the place where they can go. I would like them to feel that, Our group is a supportive group, where they can find information, where they can be empowered, where they can feel that there's an opportunity for their business to grow. And the other goal that I would like to accomplish is to open a new chapter, because I know that I cannot be only doing it here. In every city, in every town, there's a Boomerpreneur.
Right.
And we'd like that, they get help there as well. So I have that in place. I have, different timings and different approaches to this. And so I will be inviting, leaders in different places where they can open chapters. I have 3 or 4 cities already that are interested to open their own chapters. Except that, it's too early. It's too fast. It's coming too fast. It's coming too fast. And my program is for 5 years. And, in the next 3 or 4 years, I would like to have some people to lead these and train them, because this is what it is. Boomerpreneur is not about you being just successful, but you got to be successful in the next life as well. So
right.
we want to teach the Boomerpreneur, their exit plan. We have to pass this on to the younger generation.
Now,
I'm going to that we would like to see here.
I'm going to stop you because we're going to run out of time, and I've got a couple of key questions for you. What more would you like to see done to help Boomerpreneurs, and who should do the helping? Rosanna?
I think for the Boomerpreneur, I would like them to know that they can get help from the members, because we say we are boomers helping boomers, right? So we would like to be able to be the go-to person if we have a question. We would like to be able to say that, I highly recommend her business or his business for doing so and so. So this is how we want to help the other Boomerpreneur. Did I answer you right? Is that what you're asking me?
Partly, but I also asked you very quickly, who else can help the Boomerpreneurs apart from you? And I'm not being rude when I say that. Where else can they go for help? What would you like to see provided to Boomerpreneurs? Rosanna?
Okay. I think the other people that would like to help us is the organizations that's already existing. I'm trying to partner up with other huge businesses to help us and get connected with them. I'm trying to partner with with hotels. So those big businesses that can help us, and I'm trying to have them come to us or join hands with us so that we can offer better pricing for Boomerpreneur. Just like how we have seniors discount, we also would like to have boomers discount.
Yes.
So this is what we want to do.
Yeah, very good. Now, I'm going to ask you a last question, which is this. I want to know what your message is for family caregivers who are thinking of becoming Boomerpreneurs. And you see, you've already told us that you are a family caregiver and you are also a Boomerpreneur. So what's your message to people like you who are doing both those jobs at once, family caregiving, and are thinking, perhaps not doing yet, but thinking of becoming Boomerpreneurs? What do you say to them?
Yes, okay. Give it a careful thinking. Consider all the different aspects of your daily life, because at the end of this, at the bottom is that what really matters most. Because you got to, being an entrepreneur is not easy. You have to be a fighter. You have to be a doer. You have to be everything. And in the same manner, when you are caregiving, you have to be doing all that. So it takes that attention, that energy from you. So you got to be sure that when you want to become an entrepreneur, a Boomerpreneur, you know that you can give some time to your business. You can give some time to develop your business. You can give some time to attend meetings. So, and if it's not there, if you don't see that, don't do it yet until such time that you're ready. Now, when you know that you have another person who can help in caregiving, you go ahead, do it. Do what you love. Make sure that what you do or what you want, where you want to be, is something that, this is the last thing that you want to do. This is your dream. You want to be, say, for example, a chocolate factory, because you love chocolates or you make chocolates. You do the last thing in your life, your dream of what you want to be if you were in a business or if you own a business. Do something out of your passion. Do something that you can run from home. Do something that your family enjoys. This is what I think so one should look for and before committing to becoming a boomerpreneur.
Right. That's a perfect message. It's a message that says, have dreams. Think of your dreams. Fulfill yourself. Make this the last glorious chapter in your life. And if I can say this to you, Rosanna, that's exactly what you're doing, isn't it, for yourself?
Yes, that's right. Because it's my dream to lead people, to gather people in big way. I love it. I've seen myself talking to people, and I didn't know when, because most of the time my business is like one or two people, right? But now I'm doing it in front of people. So this is my dream.
Great. Now, unfortunately, we've come to the end of this marvelous episode. So I want to say thank you, Rosanna, for sharing with us everything that you have done. Your own experience, your own dreams, your own intentions, and the way in which you're benefiting others and giving good, sound advice to others so that they know what they're taking on and are prepared. And you're also setting up an organization to assist and help them, represent them, create opportunities for them, and get support for them. And it's marvelous. And I hope that this episode of this show will be helpful to you in doing all of those things. Now, I want to say thank you so much. Okay, and I want to say thank you to our listeners. We'd like to hear your comments on this episode. And from our listeners, I'd like to hear about ideas for topics, or if you're interested in being a guest on the show. Our next episode will be What Might Lie Beyond Death and Grief. Please join us, same time, same spot on the internet. Talk to you then.
Thank you again for joining us this week for Family Caregivers Unite with your host, Dr. Gordon Atherley. Please tune in again next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Variety Channel. And until then, we hope our program will help make the coming week easier and more hopeful.
And I do appreciate you being right.